Hi and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to do a little bit of just talking and moving stuff around on the table. So if you're up to some collage talk, let's do it. So I'm clearing out the last pieces of Somerset Studio magazine that I got from a collage artist that was a subscriber for many years. I got like 3 or 4 big paper bags of magazines from her a couple of years ago, and slowly I have been going through all of them, and I think these are some of the last ones I have, so I need to clear out space for other materials. So I thought I'd just go through them. So I've already gone through these and pulled some stuff. To me, most of this is not my style. So brown, sepia, some of the art, some of the photos, some of the art has not aged really well. The layout of the magazine sometimes doesn't work for me, but I have found a lot of fun images and ideas in these magazines, especially Somerset Studio. I also got loads of these Somerset Memories, which has some nice articles, but not a lot of images, because it's a lot about scrapbooking actually, and to me this is not very interesting. So yeah, I have those as well, so I need to go through them, and then I will either, if I don't pull anything, I'll give them to my local thrift shop, and if I do pull stuff out, I'll put them in the rest of the magazine in the recycle bin. So these are done, they're going into the recycle, and I thought I'd just go through these clippings and talk a little bit about whatever. So for instance, I'm thinking about pulling out one of my inspiration books. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, so I made these, bound them together with like drawing paper for kids. Just made regular little really sturdy notebooks, and then I have filled them. These are a couple of years since I made this, and I have posts on my blog about them, and I call these inspiration notebooks. So I have loads of those as well. I don't think I ever made a video on any of them. So sometimes I do take notes about what I like about an image, if it's the colors, if it's the forms, is that the artist, just making beautiful spreads. Sometimes like it's a glue book, but mostly I was thinking about saving what inspires me. So polka dots, this drawing I think is so sweet, it's Pablo Picasso, and yeah, a little bit of everything, illustration, interior design. So won't go through all of those, but this one has plenty of room. And I also started doing some art spreads, because I had a art book that I cut apart. So I have some art inspiration as well. So these, this is my mind right now. It's just going all over the place. So I was thinking that something like this, really cute, cuteness of this bird, the squares surrounding a photo inspires me, so I just thought this could go. I mean, I wouldn't use any of this in my artwork because obviously someone else made it. So I'm just gonna put it in my inspiration notebook. I don't know what this is and I don't care. This I will cut out for little bits of collage material. So I'll include this in one of my square collages. I'm doing the 365 as I talked about last week. So even though this is someone's art, I don't think it will be noticeable, and then I think to me it's okay to use it. Because I'll just use like a little bit of that and it could be from anywhere. So those are art pieces here, inspiration pieces here, and I'll just go through this with you. So if you have a coffee, oh, I made a coffee. I'm gonna go and get the coffee. Pulled out this. I think I want to save in my inspiration book because the color combination inspires me. So I'm gonna cut out some of these. But before I do that, I probably will read Quinn McDonald's little article. In every magazine she has like the Quinn talks about business of art, and I try to read these and I get kind of inspired. I get inspired, but I get kind of sad as well because Quinn, great blogger friend and online acquaintance, died a couple of years ago. Rest in peace, Quinn. You are missed. And your creative pen as well. I never met her. I talked to her once on a phone call, but anyway, she was great, and I have her books, so I really recommend you to check her out. Even though she's not around anymore, her books is, and they will live on my bookshelf for a very, very long time. So let's clear the air from all of that sadness and bring out some coffee. I'm not sure why I pulled this out, but I might use it for something. Fantasy. Not sure pile. 3 piles so far of declaring. This is definitely a collage element, since this is the graphic that I wanted to use, that I think the magazine editor made. For this I wanted only the piece of lace. Always drawn to like textile things like this, to use in my I'm so sorry, it's just me. Always drawn to textile things like that because I'm also a textile artist. I should mix more of like textile and paper into my pieces, but I also really like just the textile look. These are from Elizabeth Bunsen, and I just like them. So those are going into, I need to cut them down more, but I wanted to keep her name, so I'm putting that into the, going into an inspiration book pile. But we can still pull some color from this. So sometimes I like to just cut out the borders of pretty things. I use these mostly in my art journal, but I could use them in artwork as well. And that's what I wanted to do with this. So either I'll glue this into my art journal, or I'll just, yeah, do that and use this as a color piece. And even though I like this, I'm not saving it. Nope. Oh, these are Susan Tuttle's photos. So I love her style. I loved her blog. Lucas Attic, I think. Anyway, so I think I will pull some of these photos for my big glue book. I just want to keep them because they're beautiful and I love the tint of these, and I love vintage shabby chic wabi-sabi look like that. So putting those there. So now we have 4 piles already. For this, I was thinking maybe the art wall, maybe, but I know I just want to have a bit of a, I don't know what to call it. It's the background piece of this artwork, and it could be the background piece for one of my artworks as well, or something that I glue into my art journal. So I'll just take all of this, and so I think it's inches. Once I made a embroidery with inches. It was really fun. But other than that, I don't think I've dabbled much in inches. Mostly oh yeah, this is more inchy art, and I think I pulled this mostly because it says art squared, and art squares really are on my mind because my collages at the moment and for the past 12 years, I think, has been square. I love square. That's why one of the reasons I was pulled into Instagram, because it opened up the possibility to crop my photos into squares and share them like that. And later on, my phone was able to make I was able to choose the format of the photo, and I'm sure your phone can do this too, because it's been around for many years now. But when that first was a possibility and I found out that my camera, I could take square photos, oh, that was amazing. I don't know why, it's just that you could compose the actual Instagram photo, and I mean, I don't even like to say Instagram photos because those photos are my photos, but I share them on that app, and you were able to see the composition and decide how much white you want. If you were photographing your art on a table with your coffee or whatever you were photographing, I shared a lot of my art like that. So that's one of my glorious moments of tech, I think. When I found that out, and when I first made my account on Instagram, I didn't even have a smartphone that I could download the app to, so I did it on someone else's phone until I could get my own newer smartphone that was able to use, or that was able to download Instagram too. And after that, I didn't look back for 10 years. I just kept on sharing and loving the square format. I don't think I ever posted any rectangles or any other format. These are for inspiration to the app, except when I made a few reels. Then of course I didn't make it square because I wanted to use the entire screen. So this is commercial for the Art Quilting Studio magazine, and I like this both for the grungy themes of the art, but also the heart, because I love art with heart. So that's going into the inspiration, and I'll just save this in case I wanted to glue it into my art book. So working through this pile, I mean, this is what happens. So maybe I should say this in the beginning. This is what happens. I just sit on the couch and I go through a magazine or 2 or 3. I have my coffee in the morning, and I just pull out all the pages that might have something interesting to keep, and then I make these kind of little piles afterwards if I have the time and I take the time to do it, which I am doing today with you guys. Because if I don't, I'll just put all of these in a folder and forget about it. And once I pull out a page like this, I'm just like, I have absolutely no idea why I pulled this out. Was it this one? Was it that art? Why did I pull it out? I mean, all of these are beautiful, but since I just did this, I remember that what I wanted to cut out was this rose. So I'll fussy cut it out and use it. But also I really like, even though I absolutely don't understand why they always had to make such a busy, strange background in this magazine. I like art photographed on white. So anyway, this is a book cover, I think. So I like the colors, and that they've used some 3-dimensional stuff. Maybe it's just an artwork. Maybe it's not a journal cover. But I think it could be. So that's what I'm thinking, and it inspires me as that. And this image I've already pulled out a smaller version of. Should we save this? I think we might. I feel so accomplished when I actually go through my bits and pieces and make sure they're sorted. It's really a nice feeling, I think. So this goes into inspiration because I like all the different elements, and I like that it's already a collage, and I love little details of pages and mixed media artwork. You can tell if you visit my blog, for example. I always really like to I really love to first photograph like the whole double spread of whatever I've done in any art journal that I'm working in, but I also like to zoom in on the different details and kind of photograph it from an angle or from top and isolate different bits from the whole. It's one of my favorite things to look at. So I do it with my art, and I love to see it in when I read art books and magazines and such. So not sure about that one at all, so I'll just save it. And I like this one. This is Carrie Smith, I think. The same kind of smaller image that will be bigger later on in the magazine, but I'm just gonna cut them out straight away so I can glue them into my little inspiration book. If you want to see more of the inspiration book, just let me know below, and I'll try to make a video of me putting some stuff in, or talking about inspiration books, because I think everyone needs an inspiration book. You definitely should keep one, even if most of what you kind of cut out goes into other work like art journaling and such. I definitely think that some pieces are just something to keep for inspiration. It's like the old-fashioned Pinterest, and to me Pinterest is broken. It's just so much commercial stuff on there. I can't even get into it, and so much moving images, like ads that are videos. Oh, it's just annoying. I cannot look at beautiful art when something's moving to the side. So when I'm scrolling, I just scroll for 2 seconds and then I'm just out of there. These days, I'm sorry, Pinterest, you let us down with that. And I still think we need apps and social media and places where video and images are easily separated, or you have 2 apps, one for video, like YouTube for example is great for video, and one for looking at images, like the old time Flickr. I just like this area, like the squares and different colors, and this is the way I do collage, so this inspires me. So these will go into the inspiration book, and I have a few more like papers, and I'm just gonna be taking some bits from a few of these, but I think this video is long enough and I've rambled on. If you want me to do a video on inspiration books, or you want me to make a video this year about anything that I do, like, which is like art journaling, glue booking, crafts, art collage, I do a bit of everything. I think I'm really a dabbler, and that is evident in my channel. So if you're too, or you like any of these things, please subscribe. I would really appreciate if you do that, and in in case you press the subscribe button. And that's great for me, and it's great for you because you will find my next video, because YouTube will alert you to when I post next, which will be hopefully in another week. And have a wonderful creative day. I hope you'll find some time in your day to be creative. Cut out a few images, do something in the sketchbook or art journal, and have a wonderful day. Oh, and give the video a thumbs up. That means a lot to me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.